Hi guys, good morning. My name is Sean Lewis and I'm with Ahae Design Inc. So today we're going to be presenting on a 4 unit complex out here in Long Beach. So essentially I want you guys to know that these videos are for information purposes only. We're not advertising anything, we're not selling anything. It's pure informational purposes only. So today I want to introduce Carlos. You want to go ahead and tell them a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so my name is Carlos with CSD Construction. We're based off Orange County. We've been in the industry for about 30 years. It's a family-owned, family-operated business. We do design builds as well as remodels, hardscape, and softscape as well.
Yeah, so that's great. So as he said, he's with CSD Construction out of Orange County. Okay, so if you guys are looking for any construction company out there in Orange County, we highly recommend CSD Construction contractors. All right. So essentially, we're gonna ask Carlos to talk a little bit about the project because he's the contractor that's responsible for his project. So you want to tell them just a little bit about the project? Tell them.
Yeah, so this was a 4 unit, 1 bedroom, 1 bath. We changed it to be a final 3 bedroom, 2 bath. The project has been in process for about a year. We're looking to finish this up and wrap it up in about maybe the next 3 months.
Okay, cool. So during construction stage, and this is kind of big for the viewers. You have the real estate investors and then also the homeowners. What were some unforeseen issues that came up during construction, or is there anything that you can speak on?
Yeah, so when you do any kind of remodels or construction work on your house, you will foresee issues. It can be anything from electrical, plumbing, or even the homeowner making new decisions. Like we
Mm-hmm.
had here, we had the unforeseen of change orders of adding on to another bedroom, another bathroom. So that means re-changing the plumbing and changing the electrical to code.
Yeah, yeah. And then so for a change order like that, how long did this set you back? How long did when I say set you back, I mean because you have to go revamp the plan set and resubmit the changes and get that approved and then come back to work. So how long did that set you
Yeah,
kind
so
of?
the setback, we're probably in about 4 months because you're looking to lose about a month at the city, as you know.
Yeah,
Even if you expedite it for the 2 weeks,
yeah.
that costs more money, and that has to be calculated by the homeowner and agreed on if they want to spend that extra money.
Yeah.
So that's why we're set back another 3 months because of that.
Yeah. Oh man. And so I don't know if you can speak on this, but as far as like for a 4 unit complex, and then also he didn't mention it earlier, but there's also an ADU in the back that's also going up. So it's pretty much going to be 5 units once completed. So in total, if you can speak on it, how much did this like his something like this cost?
So roughly to finish completion of the project, he's looking to be at his final number anywhere between 780 to 790, including the ADU as well. So
Hmm.
roughly, you're looking to be anywhere between four 420 a square foot to 480 on the deep end, depending on how much you want to spend on the ADU.
Yeah, and so that's great. So there, another question is, just based on the ADU by itself, and I think this is more so geared towards the homeowners out there, but the ADU alone, how much would you say? Because this pretty much is pretty much a kind of a remodel type of ADU, right?
Correct.
You're tearing down some walls and then you're adding some walls. You have to keep some walls out
Correct.
there. So, how much would you say that that's going to run the typical homeowner? Like if they're tearing down some walls and it's only what about 350 square feet
350
ADU,
square feet.
right? How much would that run the typical homeowner roughly off the top of your head?
Off the top of my head, you can spend anywhere from 250 to in the higher end about like 380, 390. That's usually a typical price
Hmm.
range where you want to be at. It just
Hmm.
again depends on what the homeowner wants
Yeah.
and what's in their budget.
Yeah, and then tell them also like give them a little bit more details as to why it costs that much. Like for instance, most homeowners are not aware that you have to tie into the sewer line, and that costs a lot of money. That's like one of the biggest costs out
Correct.
here, right?
Yeah, the sewer line and the plumbing is the biggest tie-in. You're looking
Hmm.
at about a good, maybe it could be up to 25% of the budget that can
Hmm.
go, as well as the electrical. That's another tie-in, and depending if the meter that you have to change by Edison has to approve it,
Yeah.
if they want a separate meter, also if they want a separate gas meter, those are the big ticket items that are gonna take in most of that budget.
and that only comes during inspections, and then from plan approval.
From
as well
plan
too,
approval,
right?
yeah, based on plan approval.
Yeah. Excuse me. And then another thing is the finishes as well too, right? Those are also big ticket items.
Those are
as well too,
big
right?
ticket items because
Yeah.
you can get for your flooring you can buy it 76 cents, and then they have up to $7. So that's a big change, and it just depends what the homeowner wants to spend. If they're gonna live in it, I usually recommend to give them the higher end stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's for them.
Yeah.
If they're gonna lease it or rent it out, I think more of a budget friendly supplies and materials to be used there.
Yeah. So on a low end, could you say that under the right circumstances, a homeowner could spend anywhere from they could expect to spend anywhere from 150 to about 300,000.
Correct.
On a
Correct.
ADU.
That is the price range, and this price range I'm giving you is labor and material included.
Mm-hmm.
There is other contracts out there that just do labor or time and scope of work, which the price change is different, and then the homeowner is responsible for all the material costs.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, in our experience, we don't like going through that because we know the material and we know the product, and there's no hiding us or trying to upsell us.
Yeah.
When we go to suppliers.
Yeah, that makes sense. So as far as time is concerned, how long would you say a project like this takes to complete?
With no change orders, no mess ups as far as our subcontractors or contractors on ourselves, you're looking to be a completed project can be completed like this. This scope of this big of a project is 6 months.
6 months.
ADU can run you anywhere from roughly around 3 months to 6 months, depending on how big or what the specifications are with the client is.
Yeah. And so the last question is, can you just speak a little bit on the inspection process and how it works so that homeowners can be aware of that?
Yeah. So what you do is the contractor reaches out to the city and calls for an inspection. They set up a date depending on what you do. Each inspection has to be set up separately. Like your plumbing goes with your plumbing inspector, your electrical with the electrical, and HVAC with your mechanical. So everything's separate.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just call one guy and he's gonna come in and approve everything. Everything has to be separated because the inspector is certified and went to school for that. So that's all he looks for. Just plumbing is plumbing, electrical and electrical. After that, you come and do your walkthrough. If everything checks out, then they sign off on your card. If they don't, they will write up corrections, and you have to recall and see if those corrections are meant to code.
Yeah. And then, so what about foundation and then your drywall and
yeah, so everything starts from the ground up, basically. So you would have to trench it out, start your sewer line, run your plumbing, run your electrical, call your rough before you start your foundation.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have to call your rebar inspections as well as your foundation inspections. Once that is done, then you start with the framing part of it. That's another process as well. Then you start with your finishes at the very end. Everything has a sequence, and nothing can be skipped before drywall. Drywall is kind of like our end finishes where we come in. And then at the very end, you also call for a finish inspection where he comes in and checks all the finish work as far as how everything's hooked up, vents, everything that the homeowner actually gets to see. It's kind of like what the finish work is meant for.
And that's the final where you get that final
signature, and then you're ready to move in.
Ready to move in, guys. You hear that? So tell them where they can find you.
Yeah, so you guys can look us up on Yelp, Google. We also have our website at www.csdconstructionoc.com. You can also contact us at 714-656-8451, and we'll be glad to go out there and give you a quote and try to help you with your project.
Any Instagram, social media?
Yes, as well, CSD_construction for Instagram. Since we're so busy, it's kind of hard for us to take pictures and befores and afters.
Yeah.
So our best option is to check out our website.
Yeah. Then there you go, guys. There you have it. So right now, Carlos is gonna take us on a walkthrough. He's gonna show us one of the units, and then also the before shots for the ADU. The ADU hasn't yet started, but we're just gonna get the befores for that now, and then later on, once it's completed, we'll ask Carlos to send us out after pictures. That way we can also post those so you guys can see how it is. Okay. So yeah, you want to take him?
Yeah, we can go into the first floor unit. I also have pictures of the rough of So our first unit has a 1-bedroom here that was added on last. Our furnace that needs to be inspected that finally passed inspection. We are ready to close this up on Monday. This is the bathroom that got added on last minute to make this in 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Then we have another bathroom here. He's right here.
Okay.
Then we have our master. Yeah, because he has this photo guy come out here and try to take pictures, and since I'm real close with him, he always sends me extra stuff, so I'll send it to you.
Good. So we can
You can try to match it.
Yeah, we can match those into the video so it runs concurrent.
I think it's on my Instagram. One of them. One of them, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so for this portion of it, we'll take out the voice.
Okay, yeah.
And then we'll run some kind of white music over it, and then from there,
That's one of the issues that we had of the water heaters.
The water heaters?
Yeah.
They had to relocate them, right?
Yeah, there's no place to put them.
So we're downstairs now, right?
We're gonna. That's the laundry room.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, but he's debating on spending the money to make it look nice.
The laundry room?
Yeah, it looks bad.